your value have to be clear. And when your values are clear, everybody that want and that believe on those values will be attracted to you. They will come to you, they will interact with you. You'll be in harmonious relationship with those people. And those are the element, and those are the people that you want around. You want to be around, and you want them to be around you. So first thing, what's determine your core value. Sit down, write them down, remember them, repeat them to yourself until then you know them, until they're part of you, until you can think of it, you can feel it, you can act it. So when you have determined your core value, you know what you stand for. It is time for you to have some principle. Why do you need principle? Principle help you, they help guide you, they help synthesize, they help simplify life for you. Principle help you decide. It help you decide quickly and decisively on idea, on project, on approach, on reaction, on how you communicate with people. Your principle help you clarify that. Principle are what? Principle are just a set of rules that you had given yourself that help you determine how you want to interact with people, how you want to deal, how you want to decide. For most of us, most of us have not sit down for a long time and actually thought of our decision pattern. How do we decide? How do we decide what is good and what is not good for us? How do we decide that we want to do or not do something? How do we decide that? When you have clear principle, it's easy to decide. When something come up, they go through your principle. Are there something that if they don't meet the requirement for you to be involved with, you can just discard of that particular action or that particular reaction. If it's not part of your principle, you may just say, I'm not going to do it. And in order for you to be able to choose, or in order for you to be able to decide quickly, or you need to group decision. There's decision that happen over and over and over and over again. There's situation that happen to you over and over and over again. And if every time you are confronted with that situation, you have to think about how you're gonna react to them, it wastes your time. It wastes your time in your day, it wastes hour of your thought, and eventually it weakens your character, it weakens who you are. And also people in general like to deal with people that they know how they will react. They know what their principle is, they know what they stand for and what they will not stand for. So they know what to ask and what not to ask you. And having those principles clear help guide that character that you're building. It help you decide. When somebody have a project, you know that, okay, if I bring that to Saint, this is probably how he's probably gonna do it, or he probably just not gonna do this type of project because he doesn't do that type of things. And you want to be somebody that is that reliable, not for people, for yourself. This is not something to write down and advertise to everybody. Those are principles that are in you. If you have a principle of being respectful with people, that means no matter what happened, it doesn't matter what happened and who they are, you will respect them. It doesn't matter who they are and what they've done. You will respect them. If that's one of your principles, you're just gonna respect people. And guess what? Everybody that are gonna interact with you will interact with you from that angle of respect. Nobody gonna ever disrespect you because they know you don't do that. And if they do, you won't even see it because you're a respectful person. You respect people, and so it is important as you're building that character that you decide what your core value is and what your principles are. And have a clear principle help you walk through life a little easier. It helps synthesize and sanitize life for you a little bit. So, are you the hero of your story so far? In your story, what character are you playing? Are you the adjacent character? Are you the supporting character in other people's story, or are you the master of your story? Are you the superhero of your story? In this workshop, and my advice would be the hero of your own story. It's your story. It's yours. So you have the right and the duty to make this your own life. It's your life. It has to be your story. You have to be the master of your story. You have to be the superhero on your own film. You can't pass that down. You can't. And in order for you to be a hero of your hero, you need to be somebody that you respect. You need to be somebody that you trust. And it might sound a little redundant that I trust myself, but a lot of us, we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our capability. We don't know ourselves to begin with in order for us to trust ourselves. And we don't plan in way to improvement. We don't do anything that make us proud of who we are. And when we don't do that, it keep us down. It keep us locked down. It keep that ego locked down. It keep that ambition of yours locked down. It keep that drive of you in chain. I'll tell you a quick story. When I first moved to the United States, like many of us, I didn't speak English at all. I was come from a French country. I wasn't actually, my country, Cameroon, is bilingual. We have a French and an English part. But weirdly enough, I grew up never speaking English at all. So I moved to the United States and I decided, oh, I'm going to speak English. I need to speak English. So in the first couple of months, the first 4 or 5 months in my life in the United States, I had 3 schools. I went to 3 different schools, not classes, but school. So in a day, I will wake up in the morning. I will run to my first school from 9 a.m. to 11. I will be in one school taking classes. And as soon as I finish there, I will go. And in New York, you can't take 2 ESL classes in the same town. So I need to leave. I had 8 a.m. to 11 in the Bronx. Then I have to go to Harlem from 11 to 1. And then I have to go to Manhattan and do there from 3 to 6. And after 6, I had to go home, eat something, get ready, go to work. You see? I know that this is not a special story. I know that that's the story of a lot of us. A lot of us go through this. But by doing that and getting to a point where you can express yourself after a couple of months, it gives you that, like, oh yeah, I'm capable of doing things. It gives you that superhero mentality. It makes you feel like, okay, you are somebody, or you are something, or you are on a journey, and then you're doing everything you can to make that journey better. And that's this point that I want us all, and I want you all to think of. What kind of activity, what kind of element can you add to your life that will make you every day look at your life and look at what you've done that day and be like, oh yeah, I'm being the superhero on this movie. I'm winning this movie. I may not be winning right now. I may not be where I want to be right now, but at this rate, doing this kind of thing that I did today is almost certain I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm preparing that superhero. My character is looking good. And that's what I want you to think of. I want you to think of that every day. Whenever you're walking through your day in the morning, ask yourself, what am I going to do to be the hero in this movie? Because again, your life is a movie. You might not know it now, but it is. A lot of people that now we see on their life becoming movies now, at the time they didn't know that they were making the movie. Why not you? Why not you? If you are in this chat, that means on a Friday afternoon, you decided that you're gonna, instead of doing anything else that you could have possibly be doing, you decided that, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna log in, and I'm gonna watch a leadership training. That's superhero kind of move right there. And doing that and creating a pattern of doing that will certainly lead you toward whatever goal that you're looking for. This being said, let's go in the next step, the setup. So you have a character. You have started to create all the elements that constitute a character. Now you know, okay, in order for me to be or become something, I need to be a superhero in my movie. I need to be a superhero. So I assume that from now on, when you move in life, when you wake up in the morning, in the middle of your day, and as you go through your day, you think, am I being a superhero in this movie? Am I winning this day? But I know the reality are there. That reality that we live, right? You can't be a superhero every day. There's day that, as we know, we have setup that is, the setup is generally where you start. You see, when you watch a movie or when you read a book, the beginning chapter or the beginning scene of the movie will be a scene that kind of give you the background of the character that you're going to be watching, going through all the steps or all the challenges that they will go through. They give you the background of that person. They tell you, oh, the person was born in this place, he grew up in this place, this is how he was raised, this is pretty much his life so far. And in order for us to move forward and becoming that person, that superhero, that hero that we trust in every situation, we trust that they will pull through, we need to go back and watch and look at our setup. We all have different setup. Everybody was raised in a certain way. Everybody was born in a certain way. The family was a certain way. The environment where they was raised was a certain way. We all have different setup. Even in the same family, you have different setup. You have event that happened to you that didn't happen to your brother. You have somebody making fun of you at school or not. Or you were a bully or you were bullied. Whatever the case may be, your setup will be different than anybody else on this planet. That's what makes you different. But understanding your setup, your setup now is a very crucial place. It's understanding what happened to you, what happened to you, what you did, what they did to you, and all that. It's good to understand that and seeing the vision of where you want to go. So your setup is being in this place where you can think and remember. I know a lot of people, when motivating people, trying to say forget the past, right? I don't think that's a proper way. I think carry your past, carry it proudly. It's part of your setup. It's part of your movie. It happened to you. Yeah, it's true, but no, don't carry it as a burden. See it as a setup. That's the setup. That's what happened. Like if it's for years you struggle with anything, that's your setup. Before you joined school, that was your setup before school. It doesn't determine how you're gonna do in school. It doesn't determine how you perform in your classes. It doesn't determine how you will perform after graduation. It doesn't determine who you will become. It's just a setup. And sometimes it's good to acknowledge that setup, but not get tied to it, not get attached to it too much. And every day is a new day. What happened yesterday is already part of your setup. It's already part of the past. It's already part of what happened. Every day you should attack the day in terms of, okay, here am I today, a brand new day. What am I gonna do today to support the hero? What am I gonna do today to build the superhero that I'm building? What am I gonna do today that will contribute to the character that I'm building? What am I gonna do today that will represent the value that I have? How am I gonna interact with people today that show my principle? And when you move through your day that way, you will start to hear that voice, start to hear that inner voice that will tell you what is right to do, what is your right move, what is the move to make. you start to hear that voice that will tell you, okay, this is the right time. This is the time to move. This is the time to do anything else you have to do. This include the value of thing. When you start your journey, let's just take a normal day. You wake up in the day and you decide, okay, today's gonna be an awesome day. I'm gonna make it awesome. And then you have to catch a bus, for example, to go to school. Oh no, with the pandemic, luckily you don't have to catch a bus. But let's say you have to go to work. You go to work, you're doing your work, and then here go your manager trying to be like they always are, trying to stress you out. If your principle is that you don't get stressed, if your principle is that you respect people, doesn't matter what he do, because he actually do whatever he's gonna do, you're gonna feel better by not indulging yourself in responding to him. You're gonna feel better by holding your principle. You're gonna feel better by presenting the value to yourself, not to him, because naturally he doesn't see what's going on in your head. But in your head, you will forgive him because that's part of your value. You will forgive him because that's how your principle, that's how you operate. But now, as you do that every day, you start to see your inner voice, your healthy inner voice will start to talk to you and telling you that, oh, you are somebody, you are special, you are awesome. And that when that voice starts to tell you, trust that voice coming out of you. So it must be true. And if you're working on your character and you're working on your character, there will naturally come a point where you're confident on yourself, you're confident on your ability, you're confident in what you're doing. So now you have to pave your way. Wherever you go, it's not this. People have walked similar journey than you, but no one walked your journey. Your journey is yours. Nobody walked your journey. Nobody have all your experience. Nobody have all your setup. It is only you that work that particular activity that you work, that particular journey that you are on. That's your journey. It's important to look for other people that have one similar part, that have did similar thing. But at the end of the day, your journey is yours and yours alone. And you're the only one that's walking that journey. No one else in this life will teach you who to be. Not your parent, not your teacher, not even Jason will teach you who you have to be. Who you have to be will come from that inner voice that will tell you the right thing to do. But the opportunity will come, the support will come. If you hold your principle ahead every day, you hold your core value ahead of you every day, you will attract the people that need to be around you. You attract the opportunity that need to be around you, and you get lucky. And that's another thing that I heard a lot in my life, and that, oh, you're lucky that you went to Harvard. Oh, you're lucky that you find a friend that writes books. Oh, you're lucky that you are able to find a publisher to publish your book. But the reality is it's not necessarily luck. I won't say that it's not. There are certain serendipity in life, for sure. But when you're walking with a certain core value, a certain principle on how you approach life, and you look at your setup at all times, look at, okay, this is where I'm from, and you ground it on that setup, and you knowing exactly who you are, and you are, where you want to go. Those things tend to happen. You tend to have people come along that will help you through that journey. So now you have a setup. You are a character that is playing in the movie that we established so far. You have a setup. I mean, the setup, the amount of principle that you choose or not that are part of your life, the element that are part of your life that may or may not be from your design, from your own design, but they are part of your life. That's your setup. Now you have to see what's ahead. What's your goal? What is your goal? Do you have them written down somewhere? Do you have them written down? Can you remember? Can you, when asked, can you just name your goal right to the point? Like for most people, we know what we want. We kind of know what we want to accomplish in life. We kind of know what we want to reach and what would make us happy to be doing. We kind of know, but we're not clear. We're not definite. It's not written. And for me, to begin with, when I was beginning this process of changing and kind of designing what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be, I remember there was I was in Hostos and there was this speaker. I think he will be speaking to you guys soon. Brian O'Shea. He had this workshop where he talked about becoming an idea machine, and that principle or that part was stuck to me. It spoke to me so well, and what I started doing, and what that idea was, that every day write down five things, 5 ideas about anything, 5 ideas every day, or 10 ideas every day. So every day you write 10 ideas, and then the next day you pick 1 idea and you write 10 ideas on that idea. So when I was deciding on this journey, after I moved to here, and even when I was after that workshop, I started writing those ideas down. Every day I would write an idea of what I wanted to be or who I wanted to be. 10 ideas on my character, 10 ideas on what principle that I had, that but that I wasn't conscious of, that I wasn't bringing it out. 10 principles, and I was writing those down. And going through that exercise helped me a lot. It helped me define my idea. It helped me define my goals. It helped me establish clear goal to me. Not too long ago, when somebody was asking me what's your goal, I couldn't articulate exactly what my goal is. I kind of knew what I wanted to, but I couldn't articulate that. And I know that a lot of us are in that same position, that we kind of have goals, but not really. But when you don't have goals that are clear, it's difficult to walk the path, because the path is not naturally, as we already all know. So I'm pretty sure all of us in this call already know this. Your way to your goal is not a straight path. Never been for anyone. It's always gonna go around ups and downs. There are always ups and downs in life. When I started my first company, I recruited a bunch of friends, some of them from Hostos, and we decided, we're gonna do this company. Pretty good. It was a good idea, a good concept, and we have the people that we were talking to, the good people that can help us actually launch that idea. But we were not ready. We weren't ready for that, and we didn't have clear goal on where we wanted to bring the company. So we spent an enormous amount of time arguing about things like the name of the business, the logo of the business, the color that we wanted the website to have. Because our goal was not clear, we didn't know the next step forward. We didn't know how to move forward. We pushed the idea and the principle as pretty far. We brought that idea all the way to, I don't know if you guys know this show, the show Shark Tank. We had that idea on to Shark Tank. So it was pretty okay idea, but it couldn't succeed. It couldn't succeed because we didn't have a clear path. We didn't have a clear goal or where we wanted to take it. We didn't have consistency in that idea and that goal. So again, I want you to sit down and take your pen and paper and write down the goal. I know you hear this a lot, and if you have been part of the Leadership Academy for a while, you hear a lot of speakers telling you this: write down your goal, write down your goal. And when we say that, a lot of people can think, you can think, oh, why do I have to write them down? I already know them, they're in my head. Why would I need to write them down? Writing them down is a process. It's a process that you're taking. It's an action, and that action is also, you can also commit to that. And well, simply put, it won't hurt you. Why not? Write your goal down. Have your goal clear on paper that you can see. So when you write down your goal, they're not going to magically appear in front of you. You need to do a lot in order for your goal to come true. If you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a businessman, if you want to be whatever you decide that you want to be, whatever you're going to school for. Let's just say if you want to get an A in whatever class you take in this semester, you have to be clear. You have to know that you want an A. You can't go to class and hope like, oh, maybe I'll get an A, maybe I'll get a B. But if you decide that you want an A, go for A. Write them down. Math, A. Sociology, A. Whatever class you're taking, write down and write your grade. Write your end of the semester report now, and have it ready. Have it in your room. Have it where you can see it. You can see your goal. It's clear in your head. You know what you're going for. And now, in order for it to manifest itself, in order for you to see your goal, you need to work on it. You need to really, really work on it. And in order for you to work on your goal, it is mandatory. You need to have a reason why you have that goal. You need to have a reason why you have that goal. If you want an A in a class, it doesn't matter what you want. It's matter why you want it. If you want an A in your class, why you want an A? If you don't know why you want an A, you're not going to get the A. If you don't know why you want a goal, there's no way you're going to get it. Goal don't happen by accident. Never. It doesn't happen by accident. You're not going to accidentally, randomly walk up to a class and get an A. It doesn't happen. In order for you to have an A, you need to sit down and study. In order for you to succeed in business, you need to sit down and do the work. Really put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you're not going to get the result. And you can't put the work in every day unless you have a good reason why you need to put the work. Because guess what? You're going to get tired. Guess what? You're going to wake up in the day and you're going to have a headache. What will happen then? What will happen when you're tired? What decision are you going to make when you're tired? If you have a clear and good reason why you're doing what you're doing, it'll be easy. The decision, it won't even be a decision. You just do it because you have a clear reason, and you know what is at stake. You know that, okay, if I don't do this, I'm putting myself far from that person that I'm trying to be. Like when you wake up in the morning, let's say you want to be a social activist. You want to be somebody that changes people's lives. If that's your goal, and you go into class and you want to have a criminal justice degree, or you want to go to law school, now every day when you wake up, it's clear that if you don't pass the class, it's going to take you longer for you to get to that thing that you want to do, for you to get to that goal that you want to do. But when that why is clear in your head, you know exactly why you need to go to class. You know exactly why you need to graduate. You know exactly why you need to go, you need to have good grade. When that's clear in your head, there's no class that you cannot have a good grade. There's no class where you're not gonna have an A. There's no class, there's not an element that you're not gonna succeed. There's not an activity in which you involve yourself that you're not gonna excel. There's not an activity. If you are involved in any activity, whatever activity that is, and you have a good reason why you're doing that activity, that will keep you doing it, will keep you involved, keep you entertained, it will keep you motivated, it will push you to go through that activity. So again, that's another thing that I want you to write down, and I want you to really think about it. Think about why you're going to school. Because if you don't have a good reason to go to do anything, why would you do anything? Me personally, I do a lot of things. As I told you earlier, I have several careers right now. I'm doing several things at the same time. But what I didn't tell you is I'm a lazy person. I'm very, very, very lazy. It may seem contradicting, but it's true. I'm a lazy person. I don't want to do anything that I don't have to do. I don't. But I get involved in things because I'm passionate about a certain number of things. I have a certain goal that I want to achieve. Then I do those things. I don't do unnecessary things ever. I'm the person that it's very rare that you will hear me that, oh, I'm going some places for some reason. I'd rather stay at home, do nothing. And I'm one of those person that could stay at home. I can stay at home without watching TV, without doing anything. I can stay doing nothing. I can just say, with my thought, happily with my thought, doing nothing. But I'm involved in many things because my wife pushed me to do them. My wife don't let me sleep. My wife is big enough to push me to go do those things, to get involved in multiple career, to go involved in not being that great in English, but deciding to write a book. That you see, all those things, when you have clear reason why, and you have written them down, they are on paper, they are somewhere, they're tangible, they're not just imaginary thing that is in your head. Another reason why you have to write all those things that I keep saying that you have to write them down is because just imagine, you know every other thing that is in your head. Do you want to keep all the most important thing with all the nonsense that you think of in the rest of the day? You need something to remind you that is not only in your head, but also outside, that can also interact with you and tell you that, okay, this is why, this is the thing that you have to do. That's why I want you to write your why, the reason why you want to do anything that you're trying to do right now, the reason why you're going to school right now, the reason why you go to school, the path that you're trying to take, why you want to go to all this. Because if you have a dream, if you have a goal, it requires hard work. And if you don't know why you want to do all that hard work, you may as well not even do it. If it's useless, if all this hard work will not serve you and will not do you any good, why will you do it? I don't see why. But again, write down your why. And you have a why. If you have a goal, you have a why. You have a goal because you have a why. That's the why that actually brings you the goal. And by understanding your why, then you can target your goal. You can target your path. You can write a path when you know your why. So when you have decided your why, you have created that character, you have all the value and the core ethic that you need. You have the principle that is clear. You are determined what is at stake if you don't get that why, that goal of yours. Now it's time to make some milestone. You need to decide how you're going to evaluate that you're moving forward. For me, it was the first time I was able to speak, to say a proper phrase, and where I was able to communicate with people and they can understand what I was saying. I remember I used to sit on the train and try to pick on people's conversation just to practice my listening skill and to actually see if I can hear what they're talking about. I know that for now, when I go in any place, I try not to hear anybody say anything. But back then, that was one of the. I think we went a little far. Back then, it was one of the things that I really wanted. I really, really wanted to hear people. I wanted to hear what people was talking about when I was practicing my English. And soon enough, I started to understand people better. I started to hear them. I started to be able to pick in people's in people conversation and understand what they were telling. And I was getting proud of myself for being able to do that. So have milestone. Determine that, okay, your milestone is things tangible, like graduating for school, having A in your class. All those are milestones. If you decide, oh, I'm gonna have an A in my biology class, that's a milestone. Whatever you want to achieve in your life, that's by you having that A. Because you decide that you're gonna be passing your class, you're gonna be studious. That means you're gonna pass your class. So passing that class is very important. Then you're gonna do whatever you it's important for you to accomplish whatever you are going to accomplish. So when you are determined, you have all that. You have your setup, you have your stake, you have your character already. It's time for conflict. There's no story without conflict. There's no life without challenge. Life is challenging. It got to be. And if it wasn't, it wouldn't be fun. Imagine a life that is just boring, that you do nothing. It won't be fun. Conflict are there to remind you that you are alive. They're there to challenge you. They're there to make you grow. And whatever time you find yourself, you need to know that you'll be okay. But you have to be okay if you go through your challenge. You have to go through this conflict. Conflict is challenge. Challenge is permanent. It's the only thing that you can trust on. It will come. That's for sure. You may not succeed. You may not live to see 100. You may not achieve your goal. You may not. But what is sure is that you're going to have challenge. Either way, you may be the most successful person that ever been. You may be the greatest trailblazer in the world. You might be whoever you're gonna be. The sure thing is that you're gonna have challenge. You're gonna go through challenge, and how you approach challenge is very important. How you approach challenge, how you see challenge is very important. I have a client of mine that I'm coaching that was he just recently graduated from Harvard and he's going for his law school in Virginia. He was homeless to half his time through Harvard. He was homeless. No one knew that he was. He didn't tell anybody, but that was his challenge. And he lived through it. Living through it, succeeding, graduating with honors, and going to become a lawyer. Next year, he's going to be finishing his school and become a lawyer. But he didn't drop out of the school because he couldn't afford any more rent and couldn't leave. He didn't drop out of school. He decided to go with him living wherever he could and doing whatever he could. But that challenge informed him, strengthened his character, strengthened him. And then he became that. Then now he's a future lawyer. Part of him, and everybody that knows him now is part of him. But challenge is a natural part of life, is a natural progression of life that we are to expect. They will come, and for sure they will come. So if we know that challenge will come, challenges are just like seasons. You have a period of your life where it's summer, everything is cool, everything is fun, and you can get happy and everything go well. You have your fall, you have your spring, and you have your winter. And you cannot decide on the season, just like you can't decide on challenges that will come your way. You cannot decide that, okay, in my life I want only sprint and fall. I really don't like the heat, so I'm not gonna have summer. And I really don't like the winter. I'm not gonna have. I don't like the cold. I'm not gonna have winter. It's not your choice. Challenges come to you, and they are there to make your story look beautiful. They're there to strengthen your story, to strengthen your character, to test your character. And I'm brought to think that, okay, when it comes to challenges it's not even to be avoided. It's not even it's something that is to be welcomed. It's something that, because challenge always bring new things. When you have a challenge, that means when you go through that person, your character will have transformed. It will grow a little bit through that challenge. It will become a little better at whatever principle. It will have strengthened your principle. If through the challenges you use your principle, if through the challenges you focus on your value and your core value and your principle, when you go through a challenge, it will strengthen those things. It will strengthen your principle. It will strengthen your core value. It will make you somebody that you like, actually, somebody that you don't just like, but you love. It will be somebody that you become somebody that you respect, which is most important than anything. Is becoming somebody that you respect, somebody that you can look in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm proud of you guys. Keep going. You're doing great. Being able to tell that to yourself is one of the most important things, to my opinion. So, success is the whole way. It's a whole long way up the hill, and going through that is not gonna be a straight way. It's not gonna. There's no one way. There's no one approach. There's no one way of doing this. In order for you to achieve your goal, whatever that goal is, you're gonna go through challenges. You're gonna go through seasons. And if you push forward with the confidence on your character, and the character is something that you have designed, something that you, not anybody else, you have designed, you push through the core value that you have determined to be the core value for that character, and you push that to the principle and the value, you reach there, no matter what the obstacles are. The supporting character, like we know in every movie, the movie is only great as the supporting character. Except maybe I Am the Legend of Will Smith, he had the dog, so even him had supporting character in that movie. Your story we are social animal. Your story cannot be written alone. You cannot possibly have a story alone. This means if you're going toward a big goal, you need to have people that will back you up, that will back up that goal. If you're going to be a lawyer, you're gonna need the staff. If you're going to be whoever you're gonna be, you're gonna need to interact with people. That means when designing your character, you need to include that element that will associate with people. You must have that association with others. Others will help you strengthen you. They will help you build you as you build them. But it's also important to understand that you determine the character. You choose them. You choose them. The characters are there to help you. They are there to help you, your story. They help to push your story forward. Which means you are the one that select the character. You have to select the character. The character are not some character are imposed to you by the setup, which are like your family. Your family are imposed to you by birth. You don't choose where you're going to be born. You don't choose in what family you're going to be born. You don't choose how rich or poor your parent will be. You don't choose what ethic your parent will have. You don't choose none of that. They're part of your setup. It's for you to welcome and for you to understand that they are a character in your life. They're not your life, they're a character in your life. That means the way you interact with them should be as character in your life. You are the master, the star player, the master of the story. So by being the master of your story, by you choosing and designing the character, that means you assign responsibility to those characters. You assign tasks to those characters. You group character function of how you're going to be progressing. But one thing that you should and must always remember is every single character that are part of your story are also star player in their own story. That means in the story, you are not the star player. You are not the hero in the story. You are just a participant. You are just a character in the story. And that's how I want you to view everybody. I want you to view the hero or the famous people that you admire now. They are not the hero of your story. You are. They are characters that's supposed to help your story. They're supposed to help clarify your plot, maybe help you clarify your goal, help you clarify your vision. But they're not heroes. They're not your hero. And it's not in your story. In your story, you are the hero. So when you interact with other heroes, because everybody are an hero in their own story, treat them as such. Treat everybody as the hero of their own story. And because you do that, they will reciprocate that to you. And you have a lot of support, good stable supporting character that will help you through your journey. So again, everyone is on their own journey. Everyone are the star player of the story. And it's very important to remember that, because it informs how your character interact with other people, is interact with other characters. And it informs how you see the world and how the world perceives you. So when it comes to friend, I find this statistic to be true. And you want to have 1/3 of your friend to be the friend that are at the same level as you are, that are living the same challenges that you are, that are going like you are going. Not just at the same level as you, but people that are, let's say, on the cut of growth like you are. A great place to look is right now, the group that you are with. You are with a lot of people here on this training today. They are in this training, they're selected on a Friday where they could be doing any other things. They decided that they're going to take leadership training. They're going to sit down and they're going to listen to leadership training. That means those are the people that you should be part of. And I'll tell you something, like when I was in Hostos and I was part of the Leadership Academy, I met a couple of great people. And some of them they became my closest of friend. And to this day, my best friend, which is more like my brother now, is somebody that I met at the Leadership Academy. I met like that. It's my closest friend now. Getting people that are like that are in the environment where you are, that are doing things that you feel are valuable, are very important. So a couple of my friends, I have this group we have a mastermind that we meet every Saturday. So every Saturday we meet virtually. Now with the corona, we meet virtually and we discuss and we talk about a lot of things. We read book together. So we select a book a month that we're going to be reading, and we read a book a month. And every weekend when we talk, we discuss the book, we discuss the idea of the book, we discuss how we can apply it. We give each other advice in our respected career. We all have different career. In my group, we have 2 engineers, 1 banker, and we all from Hostos. We all came from Hostos. Not from Hostos, from the Leadership Academy specifically. We are members of that group. And that's how we strengthen ourselves and we push ourselves forward by those conversations every week. So it's important for you to do that, to select those groups, select those people specifically that will help in a specific way. So you have a group of people that are where you are and that are aspiring to go, but you also need people that are already done most of what you're trying to do. Those are mentors. Those are the people that have done a lot and that can teach you some. You want those people. You want them in your life. You want them in your circle. This means you need a mentor. Like when you're at work, you need a mentor. And the craziest thing is people like mentor. It's so strange that people don't have mentor. It's strange because in general, when you contact somebody that's doing what you're doing now, in a simple email or in a simple LinkedIn message, they almost, for me at least, they almost always reply to me. You can select your mentor. You can select the people you want to hang out with, and just email them like, "Listen, I'm so and so, and I'm really trying to do this, and I see that you are one of the best at this. Will you mentor me? I wouldn't take a lot of your time. I may take 15 minutes a week or 15 minutes a month of your time just for quick advice." People reply to those things. So select yourself mentor, people that are ahead of you and that are doing things that you want one day to do. And also, as we go in life, our character go to challenges and you learn from challenges. And in order for you to actually cement the lesson that you learn in your head, you need to teach that to somebody else. You need to tell that to somebody. So you need to have somebody that is maybe a bit behind you that are also trying to overcome some challenges that you either have overcome or are going to. People that you can give advice. That's why it's important to be also a mentor and have mentee under you that you can share the knowledge that you gain, because that will keep you pushing forward, because your mentee will always ask for advice. You always push forward to learn more and become better so you don't disappoint them. Because one of the things that personally I have thought is like, motivation is something that is so overrated. When we see somebody that is achieving a lot of things, we think that that person is so motivated. He's so super motivated. When he wake up in the morning, oh, he just bursts in flames, just always ready to take the day. But that's not true. The truth is, when you have a system or a system that push you to do things, it make you a lot more consistent. That motivation. Like I was just telling you earlier about the mastermind group. We read a book a month, which usually means sometimes I have to read 4 chapters in a week. Well, I have to read 4 chapters for the meeting. I also have 3 groups, so I have to read those 4 chapters for 4 group. And I'm a writer, so I have to read for my own books. Oh, I also have a couple of other jobs to do. You see, if I didn't have a group to meet on Saturday to discuss about this particular book, I will not read it. I wouldn't have the time. It wouldn't be because of laziness. It wouldn't be because I just wouldn't have the time to read it. But when I know, oh man, I need to talk to this guy tomorrow. If it's a Friday, well, that Netflix movie, I won't watch it. I will go read, because I'm not going to show up and give excuses. That's not part of my value. It's not part of my character. It's not part of my principle. So I don't want to come and give excuse. So I will sit down and read. I will not watch that Netflix show that I really want to watch, because it's not a priority. The priority will be arranged in a way that the Netflix show will come later, but I will read first. That's the thing. So you want that circle to be complete. You want all the people and the element and the character in your life to be working synchronously to help you move forward. But another thing that I find is also have helped me and is also very valuable is the fact that when you are walking through in your story, you have all those elements. You have a certain setup. Sometimes people say, oh, I have a lot of negative people in my life and I cannot take them away. The thing that I like to say is like, you are not a tree. Actually, I think I learned that from Zig Ziglar, who was one great motivation speaker. He said, "You are not a tree. You can move. If you're born and raised in a particular area and you feel like you cannot change your environment because of so and so, why don't you move? Move. Go somewhere else." I know it's not a simple thing. It's not a easy thing, but it's a process. Everything you decide that you want to do, you can do it. And if that involves, if you see that something is toxic and is not enabling your character to grow, it's not enabling your character to become what you want that character to be, change the circumstance, change the environment that will help that character grow and become what you want the character to be, that what you want to be, what you want to be proud of, who you can be proud of. So through this, as you go through all this, you go through transformation, right? So you go through challenges, you go through challenges in life. You have set up a set of principles that you obey by. You have your core value that you obey by. Your setup are real, they're still there. You have your bills, your kids, you have a life. When I say move, you can say, what? So what do I do with everything that I have? What do I do with all my friend, my family? What do I do with all those things that I already have? But the thing is, in order for your character to get better, in order for you to become that person that you want to be proud of, that you can be proud of, you need to make decision. You need to make decision that you feel will make you live fully. There's this example usually in how to help people, right? And there's this book that I have read not too long ago. They say the title of the book is The Science of Getting Rich by Waddle D. Wattle. And one of his quotes on that book is, you can't help, in order for help people is you need to succeed in order for you to come and show people that, okay, this is how it's done. Because people need inspiration in order for them to move. They need inspiration. They don't need necessarily money. They don't need necessarily handout. They need inspiration. They need motivation. They need somebody to tell them, okay, this is what I have done and this is how it have worked. That's why we have this tendency to look for people that are achieving better and people that are achieving great things. And so we want to see it work. That's why fame is something. That's why a lot of people that do great things in their own calling, in their own life, we give them fame. We look up to them, we look at them, we see their life. But in reality, they're just human. They just did regular stuff. There's very rare people that did a lot of people. You'd be surprised how mundane people usually, like people that of great superhero that we have are. You look at somebody like Einstein, that revolutionary, he changed science. But all he was a pattern clock. A pattern clock is just somebody that's staying in the back office and waiting, and that was his job. That's who he was. Before he go on and created all this, put on forward all this theory and apply and that changed the whole world of physics, or the world in general, how we know it. You look at somebody like Nelson Mandela, just a regular guy. Then he saw apartheid, he wasn't happy with it. He decided that he was gonna go to law. 26 years old, he decided that he's gonna get into politics. Got into politics, got arrested, was in jail for a long time. As a prisoner, your life is not cool. 20 and plus year in prison, that's not superhero kind of thing. When you're in prison in the day-to-day for 26 years, it's not a beautiful life. it's a really tough, not real life. It's the challenge are like, just imagine your day-to-day, like just prison life for 20 plus years, then came out, became a president. Now but you see, that is what is capable, what is possible for us when we go through the transformation. If he came out of jail, the same man that went to jail, because before he went to jail, he wasn't that peaceful guy that we all know of. He wasn't that peace-loving, uniting guy. No, he was literally blowing office building down, literally quitting. He had a very, very fighting approach to repression. He wasn't the quiet type. He wasn't the guy that was just, he was the NLC, the ANC was very active, physically active. There wasn't protesting quietly. They were protesting very violently. They were blowing building out. They were blowing infrastructure out, and that's how he got to get. He went to jail. But when he came out of jail, he didn't just continue with the process with the same mentality and the same approach that he had to things. He had time to think and transform himself through the challenges and going to. And when he came back that new man that we know and we love so much. Came that peaceful guy, that peacemaker, that uniter guy, that changed a whole country. That was so. That's the story that we have, and all our hero that we know, all of them was mundane at some point. All of them were regular human. They did things that we admire them for. Up to this day, but they also was just regular human, just like we are. So when it comes to that, we need to transform. This is a quick story that I wanted to tell you. This is another client of mine that I have been working with for a couple of months. Before I knew her, when she was 29 years old, she had 2 kids. She was not married, not college trained. She finished high school. She had kids and she was struggling with everything. She was struggling with life. She was struggling. She was working, I believe, in a Dunkin' Donut for minimum wage, and was struggling with life, which is life that a lot of us could share. But in her life, she decided that that was enough. She didn't want to live this life. That life was not the life that the character and her principle would be. She wasn't that person that she could be proud of, that she could feel that she wasn't all she thought she could be. So she decided, okay, I'm gonna change that. She sat down, set her goal to become somebody. And what she did was pretty simple. So she decided with starting to inform herself about different principles, different things that she could do, different school that she could attend. And then she went out and yet 8 years later, at 37-year-old, she was married, 3 kids now, Harvard graduate, and a Harvard graduate and a lawyer. So she didn't just go to Harvard, she went to Harvard Extension School, graduated with her bachelor degree, went for law school, Harvard Law, graduated with a Harvard Law degree, got an amazing job, and set her whole life on. And that happened in just a span of 8 years. 8 years, 8 years, not that long. Imagine if you guarantee that in India you can have all your goal and all your dream accomplished. What would you do to see that happen? But that's the position where you are today. In 8 years, you can see all your goals accomplished. In 10 years, you can see every single thing you have ever dreamed of accomplished. You can accomplish almost anything. But in order for you to do that, you have to go back and look at your step. You have to go back step by step and establishing that. You have to start with your value, core value, creating that character, that persona that will walk through life. You have to establish and understand your story, the full story from your birth, from your setup, all the way through the challenges that you are facing and that you are going to face. And going through that will help you understand, that will help you see, and that will help you accomplish all the goal like she did. So I wanted to share this pyramid with you guys. And this is the pyramid of goal. And I took this pyramid from the book, The Principle of Hours, the Hours Principle. So the Hours Principle is a book that talks about accountability. It talks about how, in general, how a company approach accountability, how individual approach accountability. And usually the way we become whoever we will become, the way we achieve whatever goal we want to achieve, the way in which we progress to the extent that we can come from this. It comes from designing our experience. Designing our experience is what? Our experience is our day-to-day, whatever we do, from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to bed. What is our experience? How do we interact with the world? How do we interact with the world? This is where you apply your core value. Your core value is to put a filter in what you see and how you see it. This is not saying that you don't have to see the reality. You don't have to see the unbalance and the injustice that is in the world. Yes, that's something that is there, and it's there, but it's there for you to take advantage, for you to see things as they are and push forward. Using your value and using your principle, you can determine what kind of action you would take that will move you forward. What kind of step you will take that will move you forward. Then you have your belief. When you create a great experience in your life, a great experience, you're living your life to the fullest. You're doing every single thing that you think should be done each day. Doing every single thing that you, to the best of your ability, without necessarily rushing into anything, without doing getting over involved in anything, but doing each day all you can do that day, and doing it in a way that leads you to a person, to create a character or a person that you trust, that you believe, that you adore, that person that you trust. So when you created that experience in your daily life, that continuous experience will lead you to a belief, will lead you to belief, a set of belief. Those values, those principles will lead to a belief. And that belief will be how you see the world, how you want to interact in the world, how you want to approach and how you want to do things, how you want life to go for you. When those beliefs are clear, right? Your beliefs are clear in your head and in your heart. Those beliefs will merge into becoming action. There will be from small action as small as focusing in class, as small as doing your homework on time, as small as attending workshop like this, as small as volunteering, going on voluntary activity, and as helping the person next to you. That will lead to those small actions, and those small actions compound over time. That's what create the result that you need. No matter what direction you're looking at, no matter what goal you set, the principle in which you will accomplish those goals will go through those steps. They was called for your experience, and your experience will lead to belief. The belief will allow you to make the action, and those actions will be sustained in a sustained, continuous way, will lead to the result. So at this point, I want us to open the mic a little bit. I want to hear from you guys. I want us to, I have talked a lot. No, I want you to share your experience. I want you to share with me some of what you think regarding, let's start with experience. When you're designing your experience, what do you think is the most important thing that you have to do in your day-to-day life in order for you to create that character that you believe is the superhero you that you value and respect? What do you think you have to do every day? Who want to go first?
I will try.
Go ahead.
Should I try?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I would say that persistence and developing myself more and believing in myself.
Yeah. And when you say developing yourself, what do you mean exactly?
I mean, like mentally, like
Mm.
separating myself from not thinking of what people will say if I do this and if I do that, something that would drag me down, then rather like push me forward in life.
Yeah, awesome. That's a very good answer. And yes, when you're moving to your life and when you determine your character, you have to tone down and tone out that noise, that outside noise that is always there, telling what you can and what you cannot do. When you tune out that noise and focus on what you want to achieve for yourself, then you can create that character. You can create those core values. You can write those core values down. You can write down those principles that will help you move forward. Thank you. I don't know who spoke. Please, what's your name? I don't see it.
My name is Aina Muhammadu.
Thank you. So please, when you share, tell us your name and you share. Who want to go next? Don't be shy. Come in. So, since you guys don't want to talk about your experience, how about your belief? What do you think? How do you think your belief influence your action?
Hello, my name is Isabel.
Hello, Isabel. Go ahead.
Okay. My belief is God, because I say God is everyone to keep safe. If you believe in Him, you need to do the right things and what you're looking for, right? And also, we need to reach our goals and be to do all our values to reach what we want to do in the future, or what to I don't know. I'm sorry, so sorry, I'm a little nervous.
Don't
That's
be,
all.
don't
Thank
be
you.
nervous. Thank you, Isabel. And as I said before, when I moved here and just unknown, there was a time where I couldn't speak like I speak now. Well, I still talk a lot, but I couldn't express myself like I'm doing now. So don't be nervous, Isabel. That's just how it work.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for understood. Yeah, I relay my story with your story when you say how you learn English and ESL program. I do everything like that. I say, wow, if he can do it, I can do it too. Thank you for inspire us, and thank you for teach us. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Thank you, Isabel. And like you said, it's just a process. By learning, you'll get better. By talking, you'll get better. You'll be nervous from time to time, but as you keep going, you see it happen. Who wanna go next?
I can talk now.
Go ahead.
I can talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, my name is Chris Sam Boula. This is my hopefully second semester at Hostos Community College. My major is criminal justice, and the actions, I choose actions because the action of a person reflects how the future is going to be in regards to what happened. Based on the action that the person chooses will be for the good or the bad, reflects on the future. Like you said, the past, the future, and the present. As we are becoming leaders in this leadership academy, we can hopefully know the fact that we can know have our goals to be, that's not to explain, but have our goals in order. Whatever goal they will set upon us in our minds, that goal is what we want to achieve and attain in regards to what happened. So that's all I want to say right now. It's all good. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Guys, don't be shy. Jump in, like Chris. Share your thought.
Hi guys, my name is Roxy,
Hey, Roxy.
and I just want to say that for me it wasn't easy to graduate from Hostos, for example, because I started from pre-GED classes, then GED classes, then I moved to the college. But I think that I was believing in myself before I started my classes, because always I have a goal in my mind that I will be better in the future. And for example, about a job. So I started to working, and it was not easy, but I did it. Even also, I struggled one time when I was with a problem about health, and after that, when I get better, I came back to Hostos and finished and graduate. So that's made me feel like if I did, I can do more. So I am working every day thinking that I can accomplish more than I have right now. And I think, the actions that we had to do every day, something in order to accomplish. So that's it.
Hello?
Yep.
My name is Layton. I go to Hostos Community College. This is my third year. I'm part-time, and I'd like to share.
Go ahead.
I'm focusing on beliefs. Now, I feel that good karma will produce good karma in return, henceforth leaving you with results.
Yeah. Yeah. So I comment on both of you. Roxy, you're right. You have to. You are on the path, and that's how you do it. You keep moving forward. You keep pushing forward. As you say, you graduate from Hostos. Congratulations. And your new job is just the same mentality. You can do anything if you keep pushing forward. If you keep trying to get better. Yeah, I would just give you one advice in concerning of work. When you go to work, don't just go and do just your job. Do your job and a little bit more. Just if you always try to do better, you will always become better. And you go where you're looking for, what you're aiming for. So if you're aiming to get better, you will definitely get better as you go, as you move forward.
Thank you very much for the workshop. And these workshops makes me feel like to get more strength in order to go on in life. And I always have said that I love the workshops from the leadership. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Axel. And I don't know what the name was.
Layton.
Yes. You said you believe in karma, and that's true. Karma is really whatever you put out will come back to you, and that's a right mindset of approaching life. Life is about that. It's about putting the right action forward. When you put the right action forward in your belief, in your experience, in your belief, in your action, the karma is bound to come back as positive. That's how luck is created. That's how opportunity come about. When you're always helping and you're helping putting out good karma out, you having put good action out, you having put helping other people, you help mentoring people. That's how you get also that good karma. You also get that good involvement. You also get those positive review. You always get also those opportunities that will come your way. Thank you.
Thank you for your inspiration, sir.
My pleasure. Anybody else want to jump in?
Mr. Saint, greetings.
Really?
Yeah, my name is Abdul Abubakar. I'm a student of Hostos. I'm in my second year. My major is business management. I've been in the meeting from the start. So I want to quickly ask before I answer, can you repeat your question again?
So my question was, how do you think a belief influence action?
How do I take a belief?
How do you think belief, whatever belief that you have, influence your action?
Okay. Based on my experience, I think my belief, whatever I believe, I can use to create an action because I've experienced a lot.
Yes.
And I know what life gives and takes. The most important thing in life is to believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. And believe in God. You can do anything you want to do. I'm an example of that. Because I have a story that I cannot tell in this meeting now because it's a very short period of time. But my age, my time, and the time I got to America and all finding myself, my standards, and being in school now is part of the experiences, the belief, and the action. And by the grace of God, let's say this time next year, I should be in a four-year college going for my bachelor's degree. While at that, I hope that when I finish from Hostos, I should be starting up my own business. Then proceed to four-year college to go and finish up and get my bachelor's degree. Because I believe that the beliefs I have in myself, the trust I have in myself, and I know I have God every step of the way. And every single day when I wake up in the morning, I know it's not by my power nor my might, by the grace of God. If I can wake up in the morning I look at myself in the mirror when I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I know, yes, God has made me to be a perfect person and a great person. In spite of all the hurdles in life and all, based on the background and all, I've been able to get to where I'm destined to be, where I want to be. That is number one belief. And number two, my family, everybody, I was able to get them here to America. They are okay. They are all in school as well, my children. And my wife is okay. So me at this time being in Hostos is part of the achievement of my dream, my goal, my belief. I'm proceeding forward. There have been some issues like when the COVID-19 pandemic came up and all that, ravaging, all life was standstill and all that. In spite of that, God kept us going. We are still going because we believe we can always strive. We can always pass through any situation. Based on that belief, we now transform every situation through our action to success.
Absolutely.
Being part of the meeting, I'm not even supposed to be part of this workshop now. When I got a message from Jason through email of this workshop, I told myself I have to be part of it. I got to leave my job. I got to knock off. I pretty careful to make sure I'm part of this meeting, this workshop, because I need it. I cannot say because of my experience, this and that, yes, I'm okay. No, we learn every day. Since I've been listening to this workshop, I've been part of it, I've been able to pick one or two things, in fact, a lot of things from your own experience, which I believe when I add it to my own experience, my belief, it will prosper me to a greater success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Abubakar. And you're absolutely right. And I think this is the reason why Jason and I have always been pushing this workshop and have been inviting people like myself to come and present. So we share our story, we share our belief, we share what we have been done, so what we have been doing in our life. And in order for people like yourself and to see it and match it with your own experience, your own, and push you to go forward. And I want to congratulate you and give you kudos for all you're doing already and pushing forward, moving forward. And that's the thing. Life is made of challenge, and challenge is just part of life. It's a natural thing, part of life. We should accept it, welcome it, and work as hard as we can in order for us to overcome it and get to the other point. And again, kudos if you are thinking of building your own business, and that's always, I'm always excited to hear that. And again, your own business is a good idea. It's a good process. Train yourself, prepare yourself, and this leadership class will help you a great deal about your business.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure. This being said, we still have a couple of minutes. Open the floor now for any question. If you guys have any question for me, feel free to unmute yourself and ask whatever question you have.
Hi, Sant. How are you? This is Sally.
Hey, Sally. I recognize the voice.
Thank you. Great workshop.
Thank you. Thank you, Sally.
Yeah, I took a lot from it. I wrote down a lot. And then one thing I don't do that thank you, I will start doing is to write down my goals. I always have them in head, but like you say, why you want to put your important goals with everything else? So that's really going to push me to write them down. So thank you. And again, that was a great workshop.
Thank you, Sally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi. Sorry. Okay.
You want to go ahead? To add on to
no,
what,
you go ahead. You go ahead.
all right, thank you. To add on to what Sally was saying, I really do appreciate what you were saying. I think I learned a lot from you. The beliefs and the experience, they really do overlap, and they do shape how you kind of perceive the world outside. I think that it does control how you behave outside, how you conduct yourself. Probably the beliefs are the core, and then you kind of compare your beliefs with your experiences. So I didn't really think about it too hard before, but now definitely I am. So I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for coming out, man. Learned a lot from you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hi, Sharon. This is Rokia.
Yeah, okay.
This was a great workshop. Thank you so much for being here and coming back each year and always being available. So, like Charlie said, I also don't like writing my goals. I have it in mind. I can articulate them. It's just that when I write them, I get a little bit depressed because I'm not there yet. So, but yes, I'm gonna write them down and try to visualize them. But yeah, I have them in mind. It's just that writing them can get a little bit depressing. But yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that and writing them down. Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate it. You see, that's one thing that actually personally I'd struggled with for a long time, writing those goals down. I heard it like a million times before I decided to start writing them down. It's one of the hardest things. I don't know why, but it's very difficult for us to commit on writing our goal down. Now I have my goal written down on a on a business card, and it's in my wallet, and that's the best way of having it. Have it with you. And again, it's the goal. When they're outside, they talk to you. When you go, if you post it in your room, every time you walk in that room, you can see it. And then you talk to you like, okay, you have to do what you have to do today. Because goals don't happen by magic. They happen as a process. And okay, it's not gonna happen in one day for sure. Especially if you have a big goal. Big goals don't happen in one day. It took Mandela like what? More than 40 years, 50 years for him to do what he was aiming to do. And you see, that's great goals don't happen at once. They happen step by step. And that's why you want to have them, and you want to have milestone. Milestone is just to motivate you to keep on, to keep going. That's and again, always a pleasure for me to come. And whenever Jason asks, I'll come, and I'll do my best to share some of my experience with you guys. Okia and Sally, I'm very happy that you always see, when I come and see old people, I'm always very excited.
Happy to hear from you always.
Yeah.
Okay, boss, we're reaching the top of the hour. I give you back the floor. Closing comment or remark, you have a Mr. 5 minutes.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do this so that we can see everybody. You want to put contact information up here? You don't have it, or?
Oh, I don't have a slide for that.
Okay, that's right. So, thank you guys for being here. It's the beginning of the start of the new year, and we're working through all of the pandemics and all the other crazy stuff that's going on. And we are working very hard behind the scenes to make some things possible. And I'll share them as we get close to them. Just to begin with, next week we will. The SGA has worked out so that they're going to have their Black Lives Matter forum, which is going to have representatives of the college and the university here, and the new president will be on hand. I'll send invites to everybody so that you can participate in that. I think it's an important thing. It's only a first step, similar to the step that we took earlier in the year in the summer to talk about these matters. But it's gonna be more fleshed out in terms of what the college has planned for the future. We also are gonna do a presidential debate watch party in collaboration with the Social and Behavioral Sciences Department on Tuesday night. so that you can attend that, and we're collaborating with them on that. I'm still working out the details on volunteer things. We get mixed messages from all over the place, but hopefully before the end of the semester, we'll be able to go out and help out a little bit, maybe in the open where we're not in an indoor place. And the workshops for the semester are scheduled. So there's a few in December that I'm finalizing, but I sent you guys the schedule this morning. I'll keep sending them as we fill out the schedule. So I'm really thankful to Saint for being here the first week, for jumping in, volunteering his time, because some of you may know the budget has been held up. This has a lot to do with the pandemic and the arguments and debates going on politically. We're not sure what's going to happen with anything. So the volunteering that's going on with everybody who's going to do a workshop this fall is incredibly valuable, and your participation obviously is incredibly valuable as well, so that we maintain and keep the Academy up and running. So I want to thank you, Saint. You know, you're a valued member of our community, a dear friend, as you know, and I trust you all the time to always bring a positive message and bring inspiration to the people who are part of our program. And I got chopped out during the meeting, as has been happening with internet access, but I think I got most of everything recorded, so we'll share it for people who aren't able to attend, so that they can benefit from your knowledge and experience as well. And of course, we wish you all the best in everything that you're doing, the job, the schooling, and expect nothing but extraordinary things from you. So round of applause for Saint. Have an applause, but thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, all of you, for attending, and thank you for participating. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Jason, can you talk about Modern UN?
Yeah, so for those of you that are currently members of the program, we have spaces open for the Model UN. We have a pretty strict deadline. Everything's going to be virtual. We won't be going to DC this year. And so if you're interested, Rokia and Angelica Herrera and Stefan Davila are going to work on helping you get prepared so that you don't have to get scared. You know, we have Roxy, who went to the Model UN. We have Saint, who went to the Model UN. Rokia has been there multiple times and was our head delegate. So we're going to try to do it. It's going to be a little weird doing it virtually, as is everything.
Yeah, it's going to be.
But we will spread the word, and we'll see. We're going to try to make it happen. We're also going to work with the library on trying to make the film series come back. It probably won't be on Wednesday nights. It will probably be at a different time. But I'm going to put what little money we have into the library to try to get some films, which they can then show using the platform run by the college on a weekly basis. And that's we're finishing processing that as well. So more information to come on all that. And we just keep moving forward. I'm glad to see all of you. Whenever we start, whether it's in person or online, it's always like, who's going to be in the room? Is there going to be anything happening? I told Saint last night, I don't know, we may only have 5 or 6 people. So it was nice to see like 17, 18 people here today. If you're alumni and want to continue to come, please do. If you're current members, we love having you every week. And I programmed with people who are valuable assets to us. We weren't able to do the exact programming that we wanted to do this fall, which was going to discuss a lot of the issues of the Black Lives Matter movement. And that's because of funding resources. But if everything falls into place, then we will do something either at the winter workshop series or in the spring semester to cover those matters. But just know that nothing's been given up on. We are still working on covering those matters. And the first step is to have that meeting, the forum next week with the entire administration of the college, and then hopefully get some additional resources and finances so that we can continue to do work in that area. And I'm working on that as well with that group. So I really appreciate your effort in that area, and we continue to work on it. This is this is part of our mission now because of the conversations that we had. And some of our workshops will concentrate specifically on the areas that we talked about. It's just that we won't be able to do every workshop just because it's not possible without funding to do that right now. So, and your patience and your dedication is truly appreciated. We're going to see how this works. The next couple of weeks is going to be challenging, just so that you guys know, I'm going to be moving. So this whole remote thing is going to be, I'm going to hopefully have people in place so that we don't lose internet connection and stuff like that. But we will have the workshops, so we will be in place. But that's where we are, and we continue to move forward. So thank you for always being here. I wish you all well, a safe and sound weekend. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your families. I love you, and I miss you all. And one day in the near future, I hope to be in the same room where we can have these conversations together. But I'm being patient. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll see you guys very soon.
Bye-bye. Thank